radishes, carrots and apples that'll put a smile on your face. Come right up, black cabbage, carrots, onions, radishes.
Hey guys.
For a proper soup.
Can you hear my mic? Just going to do a short test today just to make sure that this is all working as intended, as I want to do a bit more streaming.
Who's brave enough to try horseradish hotter than a burning torch? Come now!
If there's anybody in chat who can type, let me know if you can hear my voice loud and clear. Whilst I shut down this World of Tanks update, which is desperately trying to get me to play that. Grandpa Games, thank you for joining me, mate.
Garlic that will cure all ailments and onions that will make you cry when you cut them. And cry for
Right, it's going to be a bit jittery because I just fired up my other PC and it's insisting on doing an unstoppable download. So let's see what we've got. Do some of these quests. Right, I'm gonna have a quick head up to this base here. Again, see how many bandits are left up there. Attack on the road, right? For those of you who are unfamiliar with this game, even like relatively trivial fights can get you fucked up pretty fast, particularly these roadside ambushes. So I'm going to get the fuck out of here until I've worked out who's coming for me. That guy just looks like a fucking peon. Booze, take my arrow back, take that unnamed potion. Yeah, he's just wearing crap. Rico, how are you, mate? Yeah, I'm good, thank you, mate. I'm gonna do a rebrand for my channel, so I figured I'd better actually get my arse into gear and start doing a bit of streaming and make sure it all works before Cal comes in and does his beautiful work. And I'll be honest, I couldn't face streaming The Division today as I've been playing it a lot, and I spent the morning trying to cap some achievements that just wouldn't cap, like the one with the pistol. It just will not cap for me. Hydeman, how you doing, mate? Thanks for swinging by. So yeah, I could after spending the morning failing at some fucking broken division assignments, I just figured, fuck, I'm gonna stream Kingdom Come Deliverance. But yeah, I don't know what you guys find. I get it. Grandpa Games says, glad I got those done before they started bugging out. Yeah, I got a reply from Christ Coupland, is it, on Reddit, saying he did the same thing. He capped the pistol on, and then in the last maintenance it broke. But I never managed to pull those off. For some reason, there's every GE, there's a couple that will not register for me. And this time like in previous ones, it doesn't grant me a completion for every location, so I can't do the, I've done it in all 5 locations assignment. So I just try and go for the masks now, and to cap the gear sets. But yeah, I'm really pleased with what they've done with the global events. But my 2 bugbears are all the assignments bug out for certain people, and I think it seems some of them seem to be profile specific. But because I know me and some people have fundamentally been incapable of doing certain ones, whilst other people are happily capping them. And some bugs are applied to everybody. And it's just like, well, if you're going to do it, fucking get it right. And the other thing, of course, is the descriptions of the assignments are always completely fucking wrong. Like, they don't mention sometimes you have to be in a group and stuff like that. Right, this is a playthrough where I'm a serial killing monk, by the way. And this is a very large rebel base, and I have to work a bit smart because I could arse pull the entire fucking base. However, actually, just before I shoot, I am a dirty bastard, and I'm using poison on my weapons because, hey, I'm a murdering shitbag. That's the kind of shit that I pull. I don't want to be too successful with my bow here because I actually want to get a bit of combat experience with these guys. This is a fucking... Oh, don't run away, you bastard. He'll fucking pull everyone. No, he's going to pull everyone. Some of them obviously don't want to fight me because in this game it does...
Side of life, huh?
I'm pretty intimidating geezer wearing quite a lot of heavy plate armour, and not everybody will want to get into it with me, but it appears I'm going to have to get into it with them. I'm shot in the arse. I pulled the whole base. So it's pretty standard fare. That's got a sting. See, that guy didn't want any of this. Made a crucial mistake here, which is I didn't check the time before I headed up here, so I've come up here in the dark, and no fucker wants to fight in the dark in Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Raise the alarm! Ha! Watch out! Hey, all of you! Here! Raise the alarm!
Are you gonna cry now? You bat.
Thanks for the follow, Matt.
Is that all you got?
I'm glad I got poison on my weapon, I'll just say that. Yeah, for those of you looking for some tips and tricks on Kingdom Come Deliverance, don't come to one of the biggest fucking rebel bases in the middle of the night, in the dark, and arsepull.
Bring it on! You'll get what for. Stop! Hear me? Stop and give up!
Right, I'm just going to try and not get my ass fucking handed to me on a plate here. Luckily I'm high stealth, so some of these guys, and I'm dressed in black clothing, so some of these guys are coming down here confused as fuck and don't know what's going on. But I'll give that guy 10 out of fucking 10 for determination. I'll also give him 10 out of 10 for standing there like a fucking bellend while I slaughtered him. Just take... Right, well, just one thing you want to know about this game is time doesn't really stop for anything, so don't assume you can quickly loot someone and the game will like stop. It fucking doesn't. So you got to really choose your moment to loot. G Cooper, good day, how you doing? I'm very well, mate, how are you? Gonna try and nick a bit of this gear and then get the fuck out of here. Frying pan droid, can't see a thing on here, you cunt. That's because I was so busy checking out my streaming setup. I didn't check the time and I headed into a rebel base at night, which is a fucking stupid thing to do. For those of you who saw my first stream, you saw what it was like when I tried to ride through the woods. When I tried to ride through the fucking woods in the dark with a torch, and then I got attacked by bandits and I just shit my pants and ran away. I'm just gonna grab a random selection of this shit. Oh, Polish Curious, that's nice. If I ever do make a quick guide on grinding in this game, this base is, without giving too many spoilers away, this base is a great little location. And they do have a tendency to repopulate, so you can come back here a few times. There you go. Some cumin skiddies if anyone's interested. And take that. For reasons that will become clearer later if you play this game yourself, I am trying to get together a little cumin disguise. Ephemerix, I think that's how you pronounce it. Thanks for popping in, mate. Right. Shift some of this shit to my horse and get the fuck out of Dodge. I'll be honest, I only got away with that fight because this character's pretty well geared. He's got very decent armour, and I've got poison on my weapon, and I farm this spot a fair bit, so I have a fairly good idea what I'm doing, believe it or not. But yeah, you don't want to get into situations like that at night time in a rebel base, because they'll just dodge that one. Don't ever, in Kingdom Come Deliverance, don't ever fight in the woods at fucking night on horseback or anything, because in this game, if you ride at speed near trees, you can basically you can do that classic cowboy western horse thing where you ride into a low hanging branch, and you will get completely fucking decked, and you'll get knocked off your horse. It takes you about 30 seconds to get up, whilst usually the bandits are surrounding you and getting ready for forming an orderly queue to fist fuck you. So yeah, that's worth avoiding. Let's see what my nourishment is doing. I'm going to wait till the morning to eat. Bert Laser, how you doing, mate? No, I as I was just saying, Flamenzi, hello, mate. Yeah, I was just saying, after spending the morning not managing to cap a bunch of achievements because they bugged out. Fucking hell. Don't do the door bug on me now. That's fucking priceless. I've not actually had this bug since it was patched out, and for some reason it started doing it to me. Flamenzi just said, "Yup, door bug." Yeah, I haven't had that. I haven't had that for weeks, literally weeks. But sod's law, the god of gaming PR decided to shit on Kingdom Come Deliverance and produce that bug. This is let's do Kingdom Come Cribs. This is one of my many fine abodes. I've got my own rough wooden railing there. I have permanently rented this entire floor. It's really something special. You know, if you're into shitholes, this is definitely the place you want to chill. Frying Pan Droid said, have you bought the Door Fix DLC? I've said it before and I'll say it again. We will eventually see someone try and sell a patch. I guarantee you we will see it. In the next 5 years, somebody's going to release a game and they're going to do something like they're going to let season pass holders get the patch a day early, or they're going to pull some shit where they charge us to get fixes to their own broken fucking ass games. But the one downside of Star Wars Battlefront 2 is I fear it may have spoilt the party. I think things could have actually got a bit worse. I think that kickback was always going to happen. That kickback was always going to happen, but if it hadn't happened with Star Wars Battlefront 2, I think we would have had some real ridiculousness before it actually exploded. So I wonder what comedy fucking DLC bullshit we'll never see now. Right, what am I going to do? Yeah, I fucked everybody off. I fucked everybody off in this town because I murdered the visiting vicar. But believe it or not, it was actually the right thing to do. Blemenzi says, "Thank fuck Warhorse Studios is one of the least greedy gaming companies out there." Yeah, I mean, I've said this before, but Jamie John Howard, thank you for the follow, mate. I do genuinely believe a lot of reviewers shit on this game because they just looked at the size of the studio and they were just like, "Oh, it's a tiny little studio. You know, this studio, you know, won't be able to do anything for me. It's fine if I make an enemy of them and I'll just shit on this game." You know, whereas, you know, big game companies, people think twice before giving their games a big review, because no one wants to go. You know, a lot of reviewers are not out there to give you honest fucking reviews. They're out there to build their channel. And so, you know, if some game's from fucking EA, they're going to be like, right, do I really want to give this, even though this game's a pile of shit, do I want to give it a shit review and then get on the wrong side of like 20% of the entire gaming industry? Do I really want to piss off EA and limit my career as a self-serving, narcissistic self-publicist? So they just go, "Oh yeah, it's got a few problems, but actually it's really decent." And a lot of reviewers looked at Kingdom Come Deliverance, just saw, oh, it was made for £5 million in a crowdfunder game, and they're like, "Oh, I'll shit on this game for lols." Right, this is the base of operations. This is the place to be. It's one of the first places you reach, but it's actually a cracking base, because if you keep doing business with the miller, who is a thief, he'll fence all your stolen shit, and he gets rather wealthy after a while. Soul Reaper, welcome, mate. Although I'm a pretty tragic Division player. Although I did a good solo striker run today with my very tuned striker build, and didn't have to do any healing skills at all. Zoo fishing, hello mate. YOLO, hello. Yeah, thank you very much for the follow, Jamie John Ward. And Stinker. Sorry for calling you Howard. Ahmed, hello dude.
I've got some goods here whose owners might miss them.
Alright, let's see what we can do about that.
Actually, I'm just going to point this out, because I'm going to actually send a DM to one of the guys from Warhorse. It would be super cool if they could slightly change the clipping on the monks' outfits, because I've been going around knocking out and murdering monks and basically trying to build the best collection of serial killer monk outfits I can get, and these hooded monks' robes are absolutely fucking fantastic. But they do have a tendency to slightly clip through the front of your chest piece, and for some reason the hood will disappear, the cowl or whatever you want to call it, with certain armour. So yeah, it would be super decent if they had a look at that. I think it basically recalculates. It recalculates what you're wearing every time you put on a new layer, and I think just the order that it does it means that certain items don't clip properly. I mean, it's purely cosmetic, but I do like these monk outfits. Right, I reckon I'll sell some of this shit. We'll head up to town. I'll get some stuff repaired. Then I'll dump it off. And then we'll go and visit a prostitute. Get cleaned up. Yeah, I mean this guy's got 49k now because I'm always stealing stuff and bringing it here. So he's doing rather nicely out of our little arrangement. Right, which is my shield. Move that fella to my horse. Yeah, I took a bit of a fucking pounding in the dark, actually. I cannot pronounce that place. Preblabilitz or something. That's right up in the north. Ahmed says, I'd love to stay, but I saw you and I wanted to drop a hello before going to work. Have a great day. And stream. Ahmed, thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much for dropping by. I hope work isn't too unpleasant. Ephemeric says, today's the day I reach 100k weak points. Ladies will drop like flies when they see my bang bang patch. That sounds like a euphemism. Congratulations, mate. Yeah, I'm pretty low overall on overall achievements, I have to say. Christ, that's a lot of hours played. That's a lot of PvE. Pandroid's away to try and get some shut-eye. Hashtag pray for Pandroid. Mate, have a good rest. Yeah, I'm on a night shift tonight, so I'm going to having a little bit of a nap myself after this. But yeah, I just wanted to fire up the Streamatron and make sure it all works before Cal comes in and
I'd like to
and spanks this up for me.
Uh-huh. And what do you want?
I want prostitute, please.
A private bath for 2.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied.
Wow, that lasted a whole 6 seconds. Clearly improving with practice.
Be a bit more careful.
Christ, she's a grizzly old cow. Yeah, so this horse is, to show you, this is Warhorse Jenga. Is it Jenga? Gender. And now I've got very high riding skill. I've got like military horseshoes or something. I've got like all the best tack for the horse and maxed out skill. It's almost too fucking fast. It's when you really put welly into it, this horse goes so fast you can barely control it. So I'm actually thinking of changing my perk so it carries more weight and goes a little slower because it's just too fucking fast to have at full speed. I mean, go through the woods, you just kill yourself.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Actually, I wasn't actually looking at the clock. It was just the 6 seconds of her moaning. I didn't actually pay attention to what the clock was doing. Right, let's get some repairs done. I want to spank some of this stuff up because I want to keep it. Yeah, Vlemenzi will relate to this. I don't know how many other the rest of you are playing Kingdom Come, but I just did that. In fact, Christ, I don't know if you've done that quest, so I'm not going to say anything too detailed. But let's just say where you do your shopping in this game is important, because if you fuck too many people off, you get really bad price at the shops. And I tend never to try and shit in my own bed in Rattay. This is Rattay, like the kind of your starting place. You know, your game effectively starts here. Sorry if it's a bit jittery, guys. I think I might need to dial back the graphics on this for streaming. But then again, that's why I'm doing this stream, is to test everything out. But yeah, don't shit on your own boots. I always try and be a good boy when I'm around Rattay, so that I maintain a high reputation. So I maintain a high reputation and get good prices. Oh, fuck me. I'm pretty sure the cobbler's just fucked off. Yeah, here he is.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, if there's no point building up lots of good reputation in a city and then basically murdering people for 3 fucking coins outside the town, because it just costs you so much in the long run. So yeah, it's just generally good if, I mean, depending on what sort of playthrough you do, because you can have like a non-violent Paragon playthrough where you barely kill anyone in this game. I don't know if you can do an entirely Paragon playthrough of this game, but you can usually, with most of the quests, resolve them one way or the other peaceably. Oh, look at my shiny gloves.
Good health to you.
But yeah, if you're going to go around just robbing people blind, pickpocketing and murdering people, then it's a good place to do that shit away from home. For the sake of this stream, I'm going to chill with the looting, the missions where you loot, because I'm a fucking loot whore, and it's not very interesting watching me compare 7 different types of bow to see which one I want to keep. Yeah, the bathhouse is great. Bathhouses are your friend. They've got prostitutes, they'll wash your skiddies, and they'll heal your wounds. Right, let's dump some of this shit off. Yeah, let's try getting a bit tipsy, then you'll be shagging like a grizzly. I like that. Right. I am going to dump those on the horse. Right, I'm at 103, that'll do for now. Get some nice quality poison. Yeah, I always find that I don't pay enough fucking attention when I'm applying poison, and then I eat it by mistake, and that's not so good. Soul Reaper says, best of luck, keep doing you and have a nice stream. I'm lurking. Thanks, Soul Reaper. And thank you very much for the follow. I ripped one. And not them gaming. Thank you very much for the follow, mate. Right. But yeah, if you guys are grinding, the division, grind the division and listen to my bullshit. Right, I'm going to give that one a bit of a break. Have a look here, tricks of the trade. Right. Let's go and do this quest, although it might involve me fucking a pig. And I'm not even kidding. I will try not to give too many spoilers to you guys. I obsessively look at the clock when I'm travelling because as you saw from that fight in a place whose name one day I will learn to pronounce, Preblabits or whatever. It's just quite a tricky. I really like the combat system in this game, but it's quite tricky, and you have to be quite positionally aware, and you've got to be aware of your direction. You know, if you're standing right next to a wall, you can't do certain things with your weapons because they're being blocked by your proximity to the wall. So, you know, you really do want to pick your fights carefully, and you don't want to just face plant into a group of bandits. You don't really ever reach God mode in this game, as I've found recently when I'd just done a load of missions, and I was just on my way home, and I don't crash. Yeah, I think I might be running it slightly. I think I've got it on ultra, which might be a little bit much for streaming, but we'll see. Yeah, I was on my way home and just saw this one guy, and I thought he was a wayfarer, and I just casually got off my horse and thought, oh, this is the guy who challenges you to a duel. Yeah, fuck this guy off. He won't. I'll casually challenge this guy to a duel. I got off my horse and realised it was a very heavily armoured bandit. And he also had a mate. And I won't lie, those fuckers almost had me. So even at like max level with decent skills and decent armour, if you meet two guys wearing full knight's gear and they decide they want to crack your skull open and see what your brains taste like, you can actually fucking die at any level. But I think I've got time to go and quickly see this scraggy woman over here. Yeah, start this mission. I've got to go on a date with the local miller's daughter. I don't like this place. There's always robbers at this place. Alright. Seems to be a bank holiday for highway robbery. Ah, hello, old crone. Theron. Hey, you angry British man. Hello, mate. I know you're going to call bullshit on this, but I've still got a reminder in my diary about Armour 3, and I just keep pushing it into the next week. Every week, it's like, fuck, I've got to make free up a morning to go and play Armour 3. You only have my word for that, but it's true, literally, Theron. How you doing, mate?
I don't want to talk to you.
Oh, shit. I've got to pay this. Oh, I've already bought it, mate. I've already bought it. I've installed it and everything. It's all ready to go.
I've come from the priest.
Ah,
They're
well,
saying you
welcome home,
incited
mate.
some women to witchcraft.
Me? Witchcraft? That's nothing but idle chatter.
What should we do?
You'd be wise to give me a straight answer. I mean you no harm.
As long as it's the truth you speak. Very well. I'll tell you everything. I've done a very foolish thing. It's preying on my mind so much I can't sleep a wink.
But I'm supposed to believe an old witch has pangs of conscience.
Laugh if you like, but it's not a word of a lie. You probably know I sell various magic lotions and potions alongside my herbs. Well, there's one I wish I hadn't sold. You see, Vera, Zlata, and Kuta from Uzhitz wanted a magic ointment from me. I kept refusing them, but in the end I let them talk me into it.
There you go, fucking busted. I thought she was going to talk for longer than that, and I ran out the room to get an energy drink. What ointment?
What kind of ointment was it?
One that will show you a world no one else can see. A place of wonder and terror. The flowers might start talking to you, or the earth could swallow you up. I don't know if it's the work of the devil or of God himself, but the ointment has that power. But it could poison any person who doesn't know how to use it right.
So all this talk of witches anointing themselves and then flying to their sabbaths on broomsticks.
The ointment could make a person see such things. But it was stupid of me letting those foolish women get their hands on it. They could poison themselves or fall off a cliff while they're lost in a dream.
Will you give me the ointment recipe?
It contains belladonna and the herb Paris, both quite poisonous plants. That ought to make you think twice about dabbling with it.
So why did you give them the ointment at all?
Because I'm soft-hearted. You see, one of those women, Vera, lost her whole family in Skalitz. And Zlata's husband was killed. And the youngest of them, Kuta, miscarried with the horror of it all. They said they wanted to use the ointment to speak with the dead and ask them to put a word in with the Lord.
I understand how they feel. But I reckon it'll get them nowhere but the ducking stool and the stake.
Judge not, lest ye be judged. I didn't want to give them the ointment, but they offered me a pile of groschen. So I thought how desperate they must be, and I heard their plea.
Their plea or the clink of their coin? And why are you so worried about them all of a sudden? What changed your mind?
I'm losing sleep over it. Firstly, those women don't know what they're doing. And secondly, folk might see it as witchcraft. And do you know what they do to witches?
They burn them alive.
That they do. So don't be surprised I'm worried.
It didn't bother you before, though.
Hey, Mr. Mikes.
What did they want the ointment for?
Each one of them lost a loved one recently, and it's grieving them. They wanted to talk with the dead.
I've heard enough.
If you've heard enough, you must understand why I need your help. Find out from those women what they intend, and watch over them to keep them safe.
Very well. But only because the priest himself asked me to.
Thank you 1,000-fold. I'll go to the Reverend myself and explain. You take care of those women.
Yeah, hey, Mr. Mikey. Sorry, man. I didn't want to talk over the old crone. And yeah, Theron, I'm doing good, mate. As I occasionally do, I end up in a situation where I end up like preparing a bunch of vids simultaneously. So I've got like a bunch of them ready to record now, and I just need to get off my arse and record them. And I've got obviously the April dump coming. Yeah, I noticed Zoo Fishing saying, you know, how he was burnt out on the division. I think it's really great they extended the global event, but you know, unless someone's got a better explanation for it, it seems pretty clear that they quietly cheaped out on the servers, and then we started a global event and found out the hard way that they didn't have the capacity for it. I'm having a quick game of dice because I've got a bunch of bent dice, so it's perversely good fun. But congrats on the new job, Theron. Mr. Mikey's, when do you think the Division 2 will be out? I think if the man says, God, I gotta sort out, like, if I such a community manager's dick. I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. The Menzies says mid 2019. I don't know. Haven't they already said that they're aiming to release it before Christmas? I'm sure they made some. There you go, in the bag. I'm sure they've made some reference to autumn. Right, the big reveal is going to be at E3, and then they're going to have it out in the autumn. But given their previous track record, I think it would be miraculous. With the Division, wasn't the Division like years late? So I mean, unless they sort of sat down and were like, right, let's not do a Division 1 and let's not even discuss this game until we're ready to go. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're talking about autumn, as unbelievable as that is. Theronet says, I haven't played the Division in a long time. Monster Hunter World, Arma 3, Ghost Recon Wildlands, and Total Warhammer. Total War Warhammer have been my gaming addictions, ATM. I was actually interested in trying out Total War Warhammer because I'm a big Total War fan. I've stuck in there, and that's the Warhammer ones are the ones I haven't played. But I don't think I played any Warhammer games. But I should keep an eye out and get that when it's on sale. Vermenji says, I don't think it will be autumn. Yeah, I mean, I'd be frankly fucking amazed if it was autumn, but that's what they... they seem to be pitching at. It seems to what I'm sure they've made several references to autumn release, but right, it's a thief. I need some. Right, where's the fucking thief? Ah, there he is. I need to get some decent fucking rep in this town. So I want to tackle this thief. Where the fuck did he go?
Fucker!
Are you going to cry now?
Don't pitch it.
Sorry, just...
You showed him. Thank you, that thieving magpie. You can't trust anyone these days. And just so you know, I'm no pinch purse. Here's a small reward.
Thanks.
Ah, thanks for the 4 groschen. I will just add that to my pile of 60,000. All counts, I guess. Yeah, I definitely... I don't know why I just never really got into it. I think I was a bit suspicious of the sort of crossover franchise at first, and then just saw more and more positive things about it, and then there's so many games. But yeah, it's definitely on my hit. Total War Warhammer's definitely on my hit list. G Cooper 13 says it was, but since they already have the gaming engine change a few things here and there and game released, there's been rumours they started development right after initial release of the first game. Yeah, that's what the standard script is. I'm actually going to kip now because it's getting dark. The standard script is that they started working on Division 2 like as they were launching the first Division. I mean, obviously how can I put this discreetly? There were rumours of people who were working on the Division disappearing from the Division in the very early period of the game. I mean, I heard someone let on to me sort of quite early on in the Division that, you know, they made some casual aside about, oh no, you know, they've already got loads of people working on it. So I definitely think that's true. They were working on Division 2 right from the start. Lamenzi Warhammer Online was the last thing I played. That's like 9 to 10 years ago. Yeah, I'm completely seem to have missed out on Warhammer. You know how certain games you just end up not having anything to do with them, just to sort of chance. Yeah, you know what? I think I've owned the base game to Ghost Recon. I like that, Woodlands. Ghost Recon Wildlands, but you know, there's so many games, and this game's a massive time sink for me. Food, because I noshed up on that. Yolo says, I don't think they were really working on it since they started hiring designers just a month or so prior to the announcement. I mean, I'm sure they they've got more guys working on it, but I think they were keeping it. I think they were keeping it secret because, you know, obviously I do the news dump, and you do look around, and they're very careful about what, if they want to keep something secret, they're very careful about how they advertise the jobs. They're very careful about what people can and can't put on their LinkedIn accounts. Because, you know, like lots of gamers are really, you know, if they're really into their game, they're really, you know, OCD about checking into what's going on. And, you know, only one designer accidentally puts, you know, I'm working on Division 2 on their LinkedIn account, and it always gets spotted. Darren.net says, oh, I know how you feel about having a busy life and having more games than time you have to play them all. Yeah, I gotta admit, I do feel that tension all the time between, you know, having to work for a living, making YouTube vids, and gaming. There's just never enough hours in the day. Oh, come out. All their doors are locked for some reason. It probably doesn't help that I'm public enemy number 1 in Usich since I murdered the fucking vicar in the night, and both his guards. But the guards were wearing really nice armour, so they had to go. Oh, come out. I'm not trespassing, fuck off. You know what? I might actually, for the time being, have to abandon this quest. Because... oh no, she's in there. The vicar was a cunt anyway. I don't know. I've got to stop Twitch from bloody censoring people swearing. Yeah, Vlamenzi says the vicar was a cunt anyway. Yeah, it's one of the beauties of this game, without giving too many spoilers, is there's some quests, and you do them, and just snag.
What are you loitering here for? Hey! Get lost.
God, I got to pay everybody. I got to pay everybody to speak to them because even though I did the right thing, morally I did the right thing by killing this geezer, my name is now shit in Uzits, and this is kind of one of the towns I come to a lot. So everybody demands money before they'll even do business or speak to me. But yeah, I did this one quest in the game, and the people you have to talk to are such reprehensible cunts. I took such an instant disliking to these NPCs that when they went back to bed, I was just like, fuck that. And I just went back in and I stabbed them both to death in the night. And I spoke to a friend of mine, and he said exactly the same thing. The story's so well written when you actually deal with these people. They're so horrible. You're just like, you know what? These two have got to go. The world's going to be a better place if these two guys aren't in it. And so, yeah, as terrible as it sounded, I stabbed them both in the heart in the night. It's hard as fuck to increase your rep if you're in the negative. Yeah, Vlamenti just said that. Yeah, it's tough. That's killing a lot of bandits. And
I've heard something about a magical ointment.
Really? I'd like to know where from.
Hey,
what
Buzz.
concern is it of yours, anyway?
The priest
we're completely innocent. In my defence.
It's nice to find out what telltales you have for neighbours. But believe me, it's none of your business. Or the priest's.
I'll just get this...
I don't quite know what's going on, but I'll find out by hook or by crook. So start talking.
Only a herbal ointment, some chanting, and 3 women at night in the woods. No harm done to anyone. Maybe some help to some. So why don't you stop interfering?
Yeah, sorry I'm not replying. I try not to talk over the actual scripted parts. Fate from Fiction seems to have found my murdering highly amusing. Buzz, thanks for swinging by, mate. And yeah, this is my serial killer playthrough. I've been sadly lacking on the murder in this particular stream. I'll try and do better. Yolo says, I'm just really concerned that most of the programming will just be copy pasted. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing with the Division is that, and I'm no programmer, but from people who seem to know what they're talking about, they keep saying the same thing, which is one of the reasons it's so full of bugs and exploits is because the patches are kind of building on top of each other. So you've got patches on top of patches. And maybe they will take it back to first principles. And fix it. But my genuine concern is that they'll faceplant straight into a Destiny 2. They will be working on this game, you know, constantly saying in every meeting, yeah, we don't want to do a Destiny 2, we don't do a Destiny 2. But thus far, all of the logistics are dictating that it becomes a Destiny 2 scenario. Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, you can chant that mantra as much as you like, but it's what you actually do that's going to end up determining whether or not they do a Destiny 2. And so far, I just, you know, it seems pretty, you know, Shields seems to be a concession to taking away all of our microtransactions. Yeah, fuck off. I know I murdered the vicar, but he was a bastard. So yeah, I fear the same. Yeah, I think I literally think they're gonna hold that idea in their heads. They're gonna hold it close to their hearts, but the logistics aren't really adding up. Oh shit!
What hole did you crawl out of? You have no business here.
Christ!
Jesus. Looking for something around here? What is it you want here?
I might not be able to complete these quests because they're all still so pissed off with me for murdering the vicar. Let me have a look at the map again. Theron says the best way to gain rep when you sell barter and sell your loot for less than you should. Yeah, does that rep spread outside of the specific traders you're dealing with? Right, I'm going to put an X on there. Oh, I hate tramping through all this shit in my nice shiny armour. No, I totally understood, Darren, mate. I've, you know, from years of gaming, I've learnt to interpret, as it were. Oh, finally.
You go away.
Lieutenant Buzz Lightyear says I'm a serial killer IRL. Never been caught.
I heard something about a magic ointment that you got from the herb woman.
It's hard to tell. I think because obviously you only see a difference in the rep when it reaches an integer. So if you do something that gives you 0.5% rep, because I spotted that on something I saw on Reddit when someone was saying, "Oh, you're gonna do X amount of coin," and I realised that actually I think what's happening is that for X amount it will go up a whole percent, and that's when people say, "Oh yeah, you got that rep," but you might be getting like a third or a quarter of a percent, and not be realising that it's actually helping.
The priest is concerned.
The priest can go to hell. All he cares about is filling his belly. And then that bastard talks down to us from the pulpit about temperance and humility.
Theron seems to think it does spread through the village.
The lords and the humans here that killed my husband and children. Where was the priest then, eh?
You do know that what I've heard amounts to a burning offence?
Thank you, Theron.
We're doing no wrong.
I will try and get my
Just
shit in gear.
putting on some herb ointment at the crossroads in the woods at midnight. What of it?
That sounds like devilry to me.
Our souls are our own concern. God has forsaken us, and we have to fend for ourselves.
Yeah, I am actually working, but I'm working nights, so from tonight, so we'll be around during the days. Fact. After the third night shift will be your fourth day off. That might be perfect, mate. Right, I made a bit of a meal out of that because everybody hates my guts. So let's go and kill a bit of time. See how much crap I'm packing. Actually, for those of you who play this game, I'll just show you what I carry spare arrows, spare bow, spare shield, and I always carry spare weapons just in case I fuck them so bad, because you can't really repair them below about 50% or 55%. You can't really repair them, and I repair all of my own gear. One, to keep it in tip-top shape, but also I have all of the perks associated with maintenance and is it serrated edge or blacksmith's son, I can't remember which one, but I get bonuses and perks from repairing my own equipment and weapons, so I just, you know, it's great to just keep them topped up. And being a bit fucking OCD about it, I naturally can't leave home without having plenty of backup kits. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be fucking around in the woods. You don't want to be fucking around in the woods and suddenly find that your weapon's broken. Right, what time is it? Because I want to... Oh Christ, they're not going to go there till tonight. But yeah, Theron says, but yeah, I don't go crazy. I go to the woods, hunt, cook the meat, then go to merchants and sell them. Yeah, I actually, when I did my little video about this game, I kind of casually mentioned poaching as a source of revenue.
Are you serious?
No, I hadn't really done much of it, hadn't really checked it out, but Sank from Upper Echelon was going on about it quite a lot, so I figured there must be something in it. But now I think it's a very good way to make a lot of cash. Yeah, you can really make a lot of money and train your bow skills, and I think your vitality, and you can pick herbs. So, you know, if you've got strong back, you'll work up your strength. So it's a very good way to develop a lot of skills, make a lot of money, and as long as you come back and cook it, it's not considered poached meat. So, you know, I mean, literally, if you kill like a couple of boar or a couple of deer, you'll have more meat than you can fucking carry. Darren says it's crazy. One boar can net you a ton of cash. I ended up with 20k in about an hour. Yeah, I've since come to notice this, that you start off, you know, missing everything because the bow mechanics are quite tough, and just gonna pop to the, yeah, you miss a lot of stuff. You're losing arrows, you kill the odd rabbit, and it's a bit of a shag, but very quickly you got your bow skill up, you know what you're doing, things are working out for you, and you're moving up to better game, and you're finding better hunting spots. And yeah, it doesn't take very long before it goes from scrounging a few fucking bunny rabbits to killing wild game and making a ton of cash. Yeah, I gotta admit, I'm kind of at the point now where I'm just really, I'm going to pop down there, see this guy. I'm kind of just doing it for the lols now. I mean, I think I've got 30k on this guy, and oh, hold up, right, this should be fun. And I've got more money in my trunk. And yeah, I mean, right, that's a lot of guys. And I don't know who. One of the problems with these kind of fights is I haven't got a fucking clue who's the good guy and who's the bad guy just from their armour. So you've got to be careful you don't pile in and start twatting the guards. But I'm going to say I think the guys in the dark... Pull this guy out. Oh, great.
Take that.
If I just... How many have I got on me?
I surrender.
Oh, thanks for surrendering. Oops. I was going to say, Vermendi says, just slaughter them all. Yeah, unfortunately, there's actually something in that. It's if it's like if there's guards and there's robbers fighting, once you've hit one guard, the sad, brutal reality is you're better off just killing the fucking lot of them, so nobody goes back to town. Nobody goes back to town and says anything embarrassing about you. I'm gonna try and keep the tight red hose. I'm gonna try and keep the loot whoring to a minimum so that you don't have to put up with too much. They are actually my favourite trousers, mainly because they are very quiet. But yes, if unfortunately, better to be hanged for a... Oh, don't run away, you dick. Yeah, once you killed one of them, you stand to take a really big hit on your reputation. So you might as well, sadly, just cut your losses and just kill the job lot of them. Sounds brutal, but hey. Oh, got another fella here.
Is someone there?
Fuck me, don't tell me he's the fucking gamekeeper. Nope. Need to pick him up. There you go. For a second, I thought it was the fucking gamekeeper. There are gamekeepers in this game who will swing by and just challenge you to see if you're poaching. So you're going to be a bit careful that you don't just mug those guys and end up paying the price with the reputation loss. Right, where were we? Getting on with business.
Oh. This will be the crossroads. So where did Pi go?
The Menzies says, I did the Townberg Huntsman quest yesterday, even though it's bugged. I wanted it done. I'm not sure which one that is. I did the hunting quest from the guy in Talmberg. I haven't done a quest for the actual huntsman, who is a good fucking vendor, actually. I never really paid him much attention, but he's actually a pretty good vendor, I realised. Particularly early game. Yeah, you might have to DM me the details of that quest. Right, let's spam up my gear. Okay, that's interesting. And you know what? I don't think I have done that quest. Right, let's go and get some shit repaired.
Hurry up! I've no.
Fuck me, I'm pissed off. How the fuck did I piss off everybody? Yeah, I mean, one thing I found is that I think it's probably best, and this might sound slightly callous, but it's probably best if you're practicing your pickpocketing and skills like that on random wayfarers on the road. There's a lot to be said for killing them, as cold-hearted as that sounds, because I've stealthed up to people, choked them out and robbed them, just pickpocketed them and, you know, practiced my stealth skills and been a nice guy and let him live.
God save you.
And then later on, I'm bumping into, you know, I'm finding out that there's some hostile guy that I'm bumping into, you know, and I'm in town and there'll be some guy who freaks out and runs away, and I'm getting these negative effects to my reputation because I didn't finish the guy off. You do have to be a little bit smart about that. Yes. Fermented. I did the round of meats, but I've not carried on past that. I don't think he had any more quests for me at that point. Maybe I'll go back and check him out. I'm going to quickly pop down here and go and see the blacksmith. Yeah, I did try. I've left quite a lot of the actual inoffensive Radiant quests open because I didn't want to do too much. I didn't want to sort of stream the main quest line and give people crushing spoilers. Because obviously there's a few, for those people who played this game, there's a few spoilers which you just wouldn't want to know.
Master Blacksmith, I think I know how the tempering gets done in Sasau.
And what have you found out? Don't keep me on tenterhooks. Out with it.
He heats it up to red, 3 steps away from yellow, and then stops heating, says the Lord's Prayer, and quenches.
I'll be damned. That's pretty much what I do too. Except I just count.
I'm just saying what I found out.
That's as may be. But there must be something else he does differently if he does the quenching just like I do.
He said he repeats the tempering straight after, but only warming up the iron, so it never even turns red.
Tempering twice in a row? Why would he do that?
He said it happened by chance once, and he noticed it made everything stronger, so now he does it that way all the time.
Well, there's no harm in trying it out, is there?
Are you satisfied?
You did what I asked of you, so I'm at your service. And here's something to keep you going.
little quest. Flamenzi says, yeah, I have yet to go to the monastery now. I'm on the previous quest before that. I did like all the side quests till that point. Yeah, it's funny. I see many mixed reviews about the monastery quest. I'm not going to go into detail, but let's just say I didn't like it at first, but I did eventually appreciate the beauty of it. It depends if you're kind of in a mindset where you just want to crack on through the game. I can see why that quest would be.
I'm interested in your. Well,
I can see why that.
To treat my wounds, then a hot bath and.
Just get myself scrubbed up. Yeah, I'm fucking obsessive about the appearance of my character, as I think a lot of people are. Yeah, it's if you're in a real rush to just crack on through, it can be really infuriating because it's not really a quest line you can rush for obvious reasons. For those who've done it, it's pretty fucking obvious why it's not a rush through quest line. But if you do it like on a chilled Sunday afternoon, it's fantastic. I've not been up there on this playthrough because I'm holding back on the main quest. I've just Pribslavitz, that's what I'm going to call it. But yeah, as you can see, I've only just got up to Pribslavitz, and I've just been I like to use that as a grinding spot. So Flamenzi says spent like 2 weeks in-game time in there. Yeah, to be honest, I didn't realise it was a quest hub. My first playthrough, I just thought it was a place to go and rob, and I go up there quite a lot because I wanted to dress up as the murdering monk for this playthrough, and that is the best source of monks' habits. And I got a reasonable collection of them that all have different appearances. It really, I won't lie, it's taken quite a bit of effort to get a decent monk's appearance together because of how the modelling works, because obviously they're trying to fit together hundreds of different pieces of armour neatly. I'm just going to pop in and show you. Actually, they're trying to make hundreds of different pieces of armour and different design, shape and form. Some are bigger, some are smaller, and they've all got to calculate it so they all clip together perfectly. It's not like they're all identical components of identical size, like it's 20 different design of identically clipped hat. The monk's habits. Yeah, I've not done too badly. I mean, some of these look better or worse. Some have hoods and some don't. The brown monk's habit works really well if you want to dress up like a monk, but it does look pretty brown and dank, and skanky, whereas the black one looks much more creepy and intimidating. This one's a really nice one. That one's a really nice one, but no hood. And that is the monk's habit from the priest at Uzitz. You can sneak into his house, and I can't remember what it's called, but is it the vagabond? The creepy guy, the bullshitter who gives you the quests. I can't remember his name. Yeah, exactly. That white monk. That's pretty special stuff. In fact, I should. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of my ability to snaffle some of this stuff. Yeah, I mean that's perfect if you wear a helmet. Oh Christ Almighty! What is that guy called in? The guy, the charlatan. Is it the charlatan? Charlatan's tunic. a lot of these NPCs who have these rare clothing, yeah, that's seems to completely clip away. But that charlatan's clothing actually counts as a hauberk, and a lot of these NPCs, you can sneak into their homes at night, and you can steal one copy. It doesn't seem to repop, but the clothes that they wear during the day, you can go and sneak one copy out of their trunks, and then keep it. Close to dusk, so I'm going to save. And that way, yeah, you can usually even with that charlatan, I went into his house and managed to nick that from him. So I've got a decent selection, and they work pretty nicely. If you're not bothered about the hood, your options are open to you, really open to you, because you can wear helmets with them and everything. But it's without the hood, it just starts to look like a long black robe. Just going to kill a bit of time by beating this guy. It just looks like a black robe, which isn't bad, but you kind of need the hood for the whole creepy outfit. The selection of armour's a bit of a deal as well. I did try and go for a design that was really looked just like a monk, with absolute minimal armour, just like the smallest chest piece and shoulders that I could utilise. But be honest, in this, once you start to get to a certain level, trying to fight groups of high level, trying to fight high level enemies wearing hunter's gloves and no armour, or just say little black leather pauldrons. You know what? You can get by, but you really have to play stealth. Lamenti says, yeah, I'm quite limited with gear on my characters. I keep my noise below 30 as I do a lot of sneaking. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. When I was making my first video, I think I referenced I just casually said, I just try and keep gear so that my noise is low, and I didn't notice that they didn't. I think the sneak values were too good in the base game, and they corrected them in a patch. And one day I suddenly logged in and noticed that my allegedly quiet plate armor gear was now as noisy as fuck. So yeah, they made it much more realistic with the noise values, because you can hear yourself chinking around if you're in plate armor with chainmail sort of under armor. But yeah, getting down to 30 is quite a feat. And I did try. I mean, this is purely aesthetic, but I did try it with leather gloves with the brown monk's outfit with a hood. You can, or with this outfit if you use particular, I think the short brigandine shoulders, you can get it so you really just look like a monk carrying a weapon, but your armor value gets so low. It's definitely a sneak build. At that point, it's a fucking sneak build. And I wanted to kind of get stuck in with my mace. So I kind of had to choose, do I want to go pure stealth, or do I want to put on a bit more armour and be the intimidating, murdering monk? And yeah, you don't want to be getting into big fucking... Oh, cattle. We can do some cattle mutilation later. You don't really want to be getting into big scraps with groups of bandits, because you'll take damage to your arms very quickly. And I didn't really find with being a user of one-handed weapons and a shield, I found it wasn't really my chest. It was mainly my head and my arms that get fucked up. Yeah, Vlamenzi says it's a good challenge. Yeah, I mean, you really need to plan ahead if you're going to go in stealth, because even with maxed out stealth, in this game, it's very easy to get quickly out of your depth. You know, as I gave the example earlier, you know, there's that guy wearing the immaculate armour. At high level, he'll be wearing literally the best armour in the game and best weapons, and he'll challenge you to a duel just for lols, for 50 groschen or something. And it's a good little way to train up and potentially earn a bit of money. And I confused the bandit for that guy, jumped off my horse, and I was mid-battle with the guy. And then I heard a voice coming from behind me and realised he wasn't on his own. So literally, I just went from, oh yeah, this will be a lol, to fighting for my fucking life. And one of them got a bleed up on me, and the other one cracked me in the head, and then the other one fucked my arm, and the next thing I know, I'm quite severely injured. And in combat in this game, if things start to go south, you know, that tends to make more things go south. Once things start to go wrong in a fight, and you start to take bleed damage, and you start to get injured, you know, you don't get any better at fighting as a result of that, and you can, you know, your ability to fight gets impaired, and the next thing you know, you're seriously wondering where your horse is. So that's why one of the reasons I'm quite careful about where I park my horse, because I always try and keep the option of basically being able to say fuck it, turn around, run, and jump on my horse and get the fuck out of there. Lumenzi says, and if you try running away, you get fucked. Yeah, I try, and that's why I'm very careful never to get over encumbered. Wow, my stealth is high. Hello, rabbit. You look like a cute little thing. See, I didn't really need to do that, because I've just forgot I've just maxed out hunting. Yeah, you can get thumped in the back of the head very quickly when you run. I'm actually I don't know if it's a legacy from the Division, but my running away skills are actually pretty good in Kingdom Come. But I make sure I'm never over encumbered, just always never over encumbered, and literally, unless I am just done a big grinding session and I'm being a bit cheeky and I know I can manually ride back from where I am, where I'm going to offload my gear, I can't chance being over encumbered, because if you get overwhelmed in a fight and you're over encumbered, you've just fucking had it. You really have had it. I'm also finding, I don't know if you found this, Flamenzi, but at high level you meet a lot more enemies that do like perfect blocks and stuff like that. I mean, there's some enemies where in some fights I kind of get to the point where I only riposte against them because they're just too good at countering, that if you constantly open up on them, they will inevitably riposte you. Right, I've got to remember which one is standing where.
We all know what to do, don't we?
I'm not altogether sure. Gertrude didn't want to say anything about that. So all we know is what we came up with ourselves. Damn.
Yeah, I've got poison in my weapon.
The ointment is the main thing, and we'll think up some chant or two.
Just let's get it over with quick.
Fuck.
I hear someone coming. Who's there? Is it you, Kuta?
No, I'm still over here.
What's going on here?
darkness.
Closer than the truth than she realises.
Make yourself at home.
What would you like us to do? We will fulfill your every wish if you fulfill ours.
Prince of Darkness? What in God's name are you babbling about?
Why are you testing us?
Testing you? Jesus Christ, what have you been smearing on yourselves?
A magic ointment from the herb woman? We are ready to pleasure you, Lord. In return, all we ask is that you rid us of the humans. And if you won't rid us of them, then help us get away from here. Give us riches, so we can start a new life in the city.
Who am I kidding?
I'll give you anything you ask.
I knew it. Thank you, my lord.
In return, you'll have to... Shit. I feel very weird.
Oh, that ointment. You smeared the ointment on me.
Fear not, my lord. Nothing will happen to you. It's all part of the ceremony.
Oh, shit.
Must remember their voices. I must remember their voices.
What did you do to me?
Are you quite well after your long journey?
Huh? Long journey? What?
From the gates of hell to here. When will you take care of the humans? And why don't you have horns and hooves and a goat's tail, like the priest said?
I got rid of my horns and hooves along the way, and I keep my tail in my breeches. I only get it out for special occasions.
I hope there'll be one soon enough.
Actually, I wanted something else.
What's that, oh Lord?
Will you serve me and do all I tell you to?
Oh yes, our Lord of Hellfire. We'll do whatever you want. Just rid us of those wretched humans. Which one will you take first?
Me! Take me!
No, me.
Right. There's 2 crones and a young woman. I'm pretty sure the horse is the young woman. Obviously, I'm off my tits hallucinating. So I think I'm going to go for the mare. I mean, I could just... I'm going to go for the mare.
Mare. Vera.
Unless anybody watching has strong feelings.
Come closer to me.
Digital, hello mate. You've joined a very opportune time. I'm hallucinating on some magic mushroom mix. And I'm pretty sure this is the young woman. I mean, I could just I could just cover all my options. And yes, that's a euphemism. If somebody knows this is a crone and they're letting me have sex with the wrong animal.
I'm all dizzy again.
What is wrong with you? Is something going to come of it or not?
Give him a salute from me, Digital.
Bugger sleep. What was that? What is it? Someone coming!
Please tell me she was the horse.
What are you doing here? Tired of life, are you?
Oh. Yeah, I'm going the same road, Lemenzi, once I've... once I've finished leveling up my other skills, I'm going to go for a sword with high stab value, and that's the way to do it. I agree with what you said to me the other day. Yellow says, "Oh, this went to furry real quick." Yeah, I love this quest. First time I played this game through, I'm like, okay, so I'm in the woods, I'm off my face on acid, and I've got to decide which farmyard animal to fuck. Now that is good. That is good. That is good writing. Yeah, I don't think he's really got much. Oh, silent shoes. They're always worth nicking. Well, that ended well. I had sex with a horse and killed 2 people while I was hallucinating. Yeah, it's funny. I did after I did this quest the first time through, like you do, you immediately go to hit Reddit, and it's like, who did I have sex with? It's just like a real party. You just afterwards, you're like, right, well, who was who? Who was who? But I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that the hot young girl was the horse, and if it wasn't, I don't want to know. Lie to me. Digital says sounds much better than the raves I went to. Walking up Ashford Bypass at 3 AM with a NOS bottle. What's a NOS bottle? Is that a type of cheap hooch? Right, I think it's time I went to bed and saved the game. Oh, nitrous oxide. I obviously have to be careful what I say because I'm on a certain platform. But I don't think I'm incriminating myself when I say I've never actually tried nitrous oxide. Cal, how you doing, mate? This is your next favourite game. I just haven't convinced you of it yet. I was actually talking about you earlier because as we're going to be discussing some rebranding stuff this week, I thought I'd better get my arse in gear and actually do a test stream. To make sure it's actually all working. And I didn't know whether to upgrade to the newest version of OBS, but as I was just about to do a stream, I thought now's not the time to change things. But it seems to all be working as intended. So yes, after this stream I was going to DM you and arrange a time for a chat. Cal Streams, for those of you who don't know, is the gentleman who very kindly sorted out me, sorted out Buzz for streaming, loads of other people. You probably know him. Cal Streams on Twitch and occasionally on YouTube, and Ubisoft style player, and all round nicest guy in the division. Well, I think Cal and Buzz Lightyear are probably competing neck and neck for first place. Obviously, with me coming in at a close second. I was going to say, most people, if you're following this stream, you probably knew about Cal long before you knew about me. Right. Let's go and resolve this quest and see if we can do a little bit of light murder. So I'm sorry, it's been a bit of a disappointing stream. I barely robbed or murdered anybody. In fact, I don't think I've robbed or murdered anybody. Oh, sorry to hear, Cal. Yeah, I saw some nice pics actually. It looked like you. It's like you're having a great time.
found out more about the Ujit's witchcraft.
Pray, do tell.
The women have got hold of some magic lotion from the herb woman, and they're using it to summon the devil.
For the love of heaven.
I followed them to where they held their Sabbath. They summoned the devil, danced around a fire.
Oh my God, what else?
The women were completely out of their minds from that ointment. Then some woodcutters stormed in. They wanted to put a stop to the witch's Sabbath.
Good God. And what happened?
I had to kill the woodcutters to save those women from them.
For Christ's sake! How could you? Such needless slaughter! Those men meant well. Was there no other way to stop the bloodshed?
The woodcutters were beside themselves with rage, baying for the women's blood. There was no reasoning with them.
There must have been another way.
Must have been another way. It was me. Of course there wasn't another way. I had an option to hit them in the head with a mace, so I did it.
Couldn't. I'm so sorry.
I can hardly fault you. It's my fault, too, for letting things slide so far. I should have taken care of the herb women and those poor women myself. Pray for the souls of those unfortunate Christians. Pray, because you have blood on your hands. At least you see where dancing with the devil can take you. Pray for their loved ones and for your soul and mine, because we share the blame. And now please, go. Leave me alone to pray.
Yeah, sorry to hear, Cal. I'm terrible when I get sick. I literally only have to have a very mild cold, and I'm crying and being a massive pussy about the whole thing. I don't do sickness very well. A mild, common saber. Just going to quickly see if he's got any more. Nah. I think I've had his one copy of the robe I'm going to get. I don't think there's anything else in here I can nick. At least I got rid of the bodies. Yeah, Digital says he took off last time. I'm pretty chuffed. I got some really good footage. I should really clip it together of what I referred to as the Elon Musk bug, where there was a chance that if you used an alchemy table, you take off. Why has that guy got his hands on his fucking head? Oh no, he's training. Sorry, I thought someone had spotted me for some previous crimes. But yeah, there was a bug you used. I put a little clip of it in my vid. But if you used the herbalism table, you could take off. You literally would just propel you to maximum height, and then eventually, I think, return you to the ground. But if you were to disengage from the alchemy table, you just drop like a stone, and you would go so high into the sky. I mean, in real terms, you're probably up at about 20,000 feet eventually. So you could look down on the entire world map, and the fake world, there's kind of like map around the main part of the map, which is what you obviously, the hills you see in the distance, you can't necessarily get there, but they are actually modelled. Digital says, think Giants of Skyrim, same effect. Get some nice views though. Yeah, it was actually, I be honest, it was one of those bugs that you get, and it's just kind of like, I'm going to spend the next 20 minutes soaking this up. But it was very interesting to see how they modelled and designed the map. Because you did see the entire world. And it's well modelled. What can I say? Right, I'm going to go for about another half hour. I'm going to do one more quick quest. Oh man, it's going to be tough. Fuck it. This is a really daft quest to try and do it this time of day, but let's go and see if I can steal 50 groschen off a town guard in Rattay. This could get pretty fucking gnarly pretty quick. I might end up doing some... Actually, God, how am I going to handle... I've got to be careful how I handle this, because if I don't want to fuck everybody off in Rattay, because, you know, as I was saying earlier, you want to keep on good terms in your main town, and this is my main town. So, I mean, if it was somewhere else, I'd probably... I've got a few perks to help me out with crime. I'd probably just stab the fucker, take the money, and be off. But yeah, I don't want to completely trash my rep in this place, so I'm gonna have to work smart. But let's be honest, every time I'm streaming and I say something like, yeah, I'm gonna have to be careful how I do this, I always completely fuck it up, pull half the garrison, and make a complete mess of it, and I'm sure this will be no exception. Right, where is this fucker? I mean, hopefully, if he's in some fairly... Oh, this could be interesting. He might actually be in a reasonably secluded place. No, of course not. He's right in the middle of the fucking street, isn't he? Right, I'm actually gonna... No, I'm gonna keep my armour on. I might take a pounding. Zoo fishing, don't know. If you can't go full wanker, then what's the point? Keeper, see you later, mate. Thanks very much for watching. Yeah, I tend to be at various stages of Public Enemy #1 elsewhere, but this I got too much invested in the traders here. Although I will say I could get by with the miller in Rattay because he's got a stockpile now of about 50k. He's got a stockpile of about 50k, so I can buy and sell anything I need from him. But it's the repair costs could get a bit silly because sometimes I loot gear that I want to keep a version of. Because it is worth keeping one copy of everything in this game. If for no other reason, it's like you might find out later that it's unique. So, and also you might find later you might want to play dress up Barbie for reasons that I won't get into too much detail about. My nourishment level. Yeah, I think I'm sure, as Cal will probably be planning to tell me later, I need to lower the graphics setting on the game so that I don't get this jitter. Oh god, here we go. I think I'm going to go for a stealth knockout.
What?
Fuck it, he's seen me.
What's up? You need some help?
Do I need some help? No, I want to knock you out and rob you.
What's it to be?
He knows something up, doesn't he? That fucker knows something's up. And he's got his fucking eyeball on me. And if you do too much stealthing in this game, people will actually pay a lot of attention to you because... like this. Because he knows I'm up to no good. This fucking NPC knows somebody's...
Anything else?
After him. I'm pretty sure I didn't... All I did was bump into him. Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Alright, just to be safe, I'm going to get the fuck out of Dodge. Because occasionally they wake up. For those of you, Grumps a lot. But yeah, for those of you who've done any thieving and crime in this game, occasionally you choke people out and rob them, and then they wake up and they're like, yep, that guy did it. And you'll be chilling out in the local tavern and suddenly all the guards will bum rush you. So it's usually best to get the fuck out of there. Like I said, if I'd been in a different city, I probably would have just, and I wasn't streaming, I would have just waited till night time and just gone and fucking stabbed him. But but I just thought, I'll be nice, I'll play nice, and I'll just rob him. And I've limited my exposure now, because if he does wake up, at least he's only going to report me for robbery. Hope Matteo, this is Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's Calstream's favourite game of all time ever. Yeah, how you doing, Grumps? Thanks for swinging by, mate.
I'll certainly need a physician to treat my wounds. Then a hot bath and laundering my clothes.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied. God bless.
Yeah, for some reason this game brings Cal out in a rash. You know what? I think I may have actually got away with that. Let's have a little look. Yeah, I'll just go and sell that crap. Just listening. It's all I'd say is it's a slow burner. I started playing this game and it was just like you're in the starting zone. You're in the starting zone. I was looking at that guy, eyeing him up and thinking, yeah, I could rob that fucker. But then realised where I was. When I first played this game, it was just a bit like, okay, it's a Monty Python simulator where you just live in shit. But once it gets you get to a certain point, literally it's got that Skyrim quality of days disappear.
I'm honoured that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
Sell some stolen goods.
Here whose owners might miss them.
All right, let's see what we.
I don't know if there's any Kingdom Come Deliverance fans here, but does anybody know if they patched monks' outfits at any point? Because, or whether it's something I'm doing differently. Because when I first started dressing up as a monk, I was being badgered constantly. Wherever I fucking went, everybody was saying to me, you should be in the monastery. I mean, it was like a running gag wherever I went. And at one point I actually went into an inn and everybody in the monastery, sorry, everybody in the inn simultaneously went, you should be in the monastery. And then it just stopped. One day it just stopped. I don't know if it's because maybe I'm wearing much more armour than I used to be or something, but that whole gag went away. I say gag, it was actually, it did get to the point where it was really fucking annoying. Oh, Cal, mate, thank you very much for the host, dude. But yeah, if anyone knows the backstory on that, I'd be very curious. Yeah, I was gonna see Fishing said he was real world karma. Yeah, yeah, there may be a bit of karma involved whilst I was going around knocking out monks and stealing their clothes, but right, who have I got to give this back to? Oh, the vagabond. Hope Matteo says I'm going to download this game, looks nice. I've done a little video guide on it. It's kind of a survival guide and it's sort of a little bit of a review. it's just be warned. It's a very slow. It is a slow burn, and when you first start to play it, you're terrible at everything. It's as much a medieval simulator as it is an RPG. I mean, it's. I guess some people have described it as a fairly hardcore RPG. I'm not sure that I'd go that far, because apparently hardcore RPGs are insanely difficult. But yeah, at first it is a bit of a slow burner, but once you get it, it's great fun, mate. I'd strongly recommend this game. Steve Fishing says, I'd buy a Python simulator. Still on the fence on this game. Glad you're streaming it though. Thank you, mate. Yeah, I'll be doing a bit more, because I think people want a bit of a break from, if they're playing Division all day, they don't necessarily want to watch it
I've got your coin.
streaming. Some people will, some won't.
I'd like to see that bastard's face when he finds out it's gone. I'll give you some of the groschen back, like I promised. And I've got another job for you.
What's this other job, then?
Everywhere you go here, you'll see wretches like me. Poor souls that don't have a pot to piss in and have to beg. Then take a look and rat-eye at all the gentlefolk with their noses in the air, looking out only for themselves, with not a moment's thought for the poor. Well, from one fine lady, you could get alms to feed the whole lot of us here.
Arms for everyone? That would be quite a purse. But I'll see what I can do.
That's the spirit. In return, I'll teach you something useful, and you'll get a share too, of course.
Yeah, I've got to accept this is a thieving one. Cal, thank you for the host, mate. Thanks for dropping by. Nice to see you, dude. I'll send you a DM after the stream and give my love to the family. In a nutshell, Zoo Fishing said the potions, etc., had me bothered. Never know how and when to use that type of stuff. Yeah, take care, Cal, mate. Christ, I was actually thinking of doing a couple of guides to this game, even though it's quite late in the day, just because there are some things that are a bit of a nightmare, and I think this game will be around for a while. I think this is going to be a bit like Fallout. People are going to still be buying this game in a year. I mean, it's still, once the initial sort of burn of sort of launch sales died, there's still quite a regular, fairly sizable community still playing this game, and I think that'll probably continue like Fallout for at least a year or two. But yeah, in a nutshell, with potions, the most important one is save your snaps, because when you take, it's got a kind of a semi-hardcore saving system. You can only save on sleep. Occasionally it will auto save, but you can only rely on saving on sleep. And when you drink a save your snaps, which I'll do now, that will save. So that's an important one. The second most important one is marigold decoction, which is effectively a healing potion, but you can't take it in combat. So, but these are dead easy to make. Marigold decoction is literally just nettles and marigolds, and this is the starting area down here, and there's even a little area. Nettles are fucking everywhere. I mean, there's nettles down the sides there, and those orange flowers are marigolds. So even if you just pick up these marigolds and nettles every time you ride past, you just go mix those up at an alchemy station, and that's your healing. Sorted out right there. Then everything else is a bonus. I mean, I barely use the other stuff. The only one I really rely on is Bane Potion, because I put Bane Potion on my weapons. Some people might say I'm cheesing, but at the end of the day, it gives you basically it means you poison your enemies. And I'm a bastard on this playthrough, so it's not like I'm a knight. I've just noticed the time, so I'm actually going to go and do some. I'm going to go and take on some bandits just before calling it a day. But as always, Pope Matthew says you deserve more views. That's very kind of you to say, mate. Thank you. But as is always the case, I'm always up. You know, if people have got requests of videos they want made, I'll do them. As long as there's one or two people who find them useful, I'd always bang together a quick guide for any game I know. Yeah, let's go and just take this one bandit base, and then we'll call it a day. Because I am actually working tonight, so I need to get an hour or so's kit. There's the orange flowers there, marigolds. The red ones are poppies. It's pretty daunting. The alchemy herbalism in this game is pretty daunting at first, but once you grasp the basics, it's easy. But I won't lie, the first time you go to the alchemy table in this game, you will be like, what the fuck? Because you don't go and click on a button. You actually, the alchemy table in this is like an alchemy table with bottles and a cauldron, and maybe I'll even show it to you. Have I gone too far, or have I not gone far enough? And you have to, at first, you have to kind of manually do everything, and that is kind of headfuck the first time you look at it and you go, really? Right. Yeah, I think I'm here. Thank you, Flaminzi. This little base, it's just down here. It's near Rattay. This is a good little farming spot when you first start to learn how to play the game. My one piece of advice though is, at first, don't get off your horse. Just gently canter across here and shoot arrows at them and kite them up the road, because they might well fuck you up. But I'm almost certainly better geared than these guys. Oh, good first shot. Yeah, I've got pretty high stealth for this, so
To arms! Get over here!
I have a feeling these guys are just going to run away. Oh, he's got balls.
Get out of here! Raise the alarm! Lost your wind!
Yeah, these are quite low level. Yeah, that wasn't much of a fight. I think it's safe to say they lost. Don't think there's even that much worth taking on them. Pope Matteo, are you on YouTube as well? Yeah, what Vlamenzi says, you just look up 21 Kiloton on YouTube and you'll find me there. Oh, thank you for the follow, mate. Yeah, some crapola here. Yeah, I don't think these guys particularly level up beyond a certain point, because the last couple of times I've been here, they've been wearing the same kind of low level clothing. So what I'm going to do before I go is quickly just go in here and see if there's any cave mushrooms. Pretty sure there's some cave mushrooms in here. And there's not. Yeah, the other game I'm going to do a quick review on, and Upper Echelon has done another good review. I'm not his agent, by the way, even though I keep mentioning him today. Is Frostpunk. I gave that a go, and that is a good little RTS as well. Right, well, they were shit. But yeah, the best way to kill these guys when you're first starting this game, the best way to kill these guys is... oh, thank you very much for hosting, Pope. Just to begin, I mean, I put this in my guide to this game, but as soon as you get a horse, the best way to take these guys is to just shoot from here, and they will chase you, and then ride across here, and then basically just as they're chasing you, ride up a bit further, you know, just like a Parthian horse archer, and then sort of pick them apart as they chase you up the road. You know, kite them along. Remember that you want to turn the left side of your horse, because the left side of your horse has good archer's range. Actually, they may have they? Nope, yeah. I thought they'd suddenly patched that out. You can only shoot reliably over your left shoulder. But I'm going to quickly show you the alchemy bench, just so you can see the full horror of it. Lamendi says I was going to buy Frostpunk because I love city builders, but after reading reviews I read it doesn't have a sandbox mode, which is a shame. I'll buy it in the future when they add more stuff. Yeah, they're going to apparently there's like free DLC coming. They're going to expand it now it's gone to market. If you're, I mean, I got tons of value out of it because I didn't twig certain basic mechanics of the game when I first started playing, so I made a real meal of it and failed the first couple of playthroughs. So I got extra value for money out of that game. But yeah, I really liked it. It's very, you know, there's no enemies to fight per se. It's you versus the cold, trying to save your people. It's something special. Yeah, I did enjoy that, and it's like I'd say old school, but there seems to be a resurgence of this, despite all of the DLC microtransaction bullshit. There's been a resurgence of games this year. I think 2018 is definitely kind of the indie, like a good year for indie games, where people are just coming out with the games. Like, here's the game, it's 30 quid, and we'll bring out some free DLC for it, and that's the Frostpunk model. But there's depending on how good you are at those real-time strategy games, there's definitely 30 hours of fun in there. Right, here is the alchemy table. When you start alchemy, this is how you do it. You pick your recipe down there, which you will have to read and follow. You'll have to have the ingredients on you. You can prep the ingredients up there. And it's literally a case of you'll be reading the recipe and it will start with, say, water. So you will click on the water and you will pour the water into the cauldron. And then you'll put ingredients in there. And you'll do things like, which, you know, you'll mouse over, click on. You might have to grind them up. Got the bellows. And it does look like head fuck, but all I'll say is, you got your sandglass. At first it's about as complicated as doing it for real. But the very simple trick is just make sure you read the instructions carefully. Once I think you get to like level 12, there's an auto brew function, and then you just click a button and then it's fine. But yeah, when you're starting out, you will fail. And you'll find yourself shouting, really? While you're making potions, because it does seem like a bit of a ball ache, but it's worth it in the end. And I just ran over another person on my horse. So Grumslosh says, I'd like crisp bacon and a hard-boiled egg, please. Fucking Gordon Ramsay. He's become a vegan, apparently. He's a vegan this week. The guy who almost got charged with, was it a criminal assault for secretly feeding meat to a vegetarian, is now vegan. something's on the horizon. He's probably doing that for some dark reason. But anyway, yeah, it's I read it in the paper, Grumps. He's trying out being a vegan. I don't know if it's got anything to do with his trip to India, but he recently did a program where he went to India, and the vast swathes of India are exclusively vegetarian/vegan. And he was so impressed with the food there. I was really quite surprised watching the show, but there you have it. I'll be honest, that's what I thought, Grumps. I heard that and I thought, you know what, I'd love this to be true, but there's got to be an angle on it. He's got to be doing it for some commercial reason. Oh, dude, Sue Fishing says you should link your Patreon. It was a pain in the ass to find and subscribe. Mate, that's very kind of you. It's very kind of you indeed. I am going to be completely revamped, or more precisely, I am going to be falling at Cal's feet, and begging him to rebrand my Twitch channel. So yeah, I thought I'd do this quick. Quick stream to test out that the core mechanics works before I start the fuckery of going in and doing all the branding. But I will be sorting out the channel appearance and all of that stuff. But I'm going to wrap it up because I've got to boost off, guys. Thank you very much for swinging by. I'll clip this up and stick it on YouTube. But like I said, genuinely, if there's any little guides you want made for this game or any other, give us a shout. Oh, it is. It is actually it's a white horse under there. See? It's just covered in livery and see, it's got a white arse. Yeah, I don't know what point you joined the stream, Grumps, but I actually fucked a horse earlier on this stream. Well, I'll stick it up on YouTube, Pope, so you can have a look. You can have a look there. But yeah, the hallucinogenic acid fucking in the woods scenes is definitely a high point in video game writing. It's Bohemia. But for now, I'm going to boost off. Catch you later, guys.